All right, well, peace, peace, peace. First and foremost, hopefully the Most High in your house shall blessing all day. By His mercies, we are consumed. We're alive in the Most High in your house shall's body. And two, we're naturally alive, man. I want to get into this, man. Honestly, man, because you know what? Hold on, y'all. I want to get into this get into this again, man, because we kind of touched on this scripture before, man. But it's all like shout out to brother Akawar, man. Like we really had to honestly, man. Like that's the beautiful thing about this word, man. How shall is the word and being the word, man. Like God really read it through the Most High house shot's perspective and the witness's testimony, man. And we talk about this a lot, man. It's the fact that so we can know our God and we can hear His voice. Like honestly, that's the most important thing to get understanding of our of our God, man. Like that's what He honestly that's the point of this. Like doesn't Proverbs 4 say get if anything get understanding of what? Get understanding of what? Who what? Understanding like Jeremiah 9:24 of of the Most High house of our God, man. The name, just knowing them. Like honestly, man. But because we touched on this scripture before, man, and on a natural tip though, honestly, because in this, and let's just read this honestly that I might read it in Good News Translation. No, I'm reading it here, but let's get Proverbs chapter 12 verse 9. It says, "He that is despised and have the servant is better than he that honoreth himself and lacketh bread." So yeah, on a natural tip, I remember we talked about this a few months ago, or probably a year or so ago. I don't know, but a while back, and this kind of going to how modern day now, social, living comparatively, or the social media, the flexing culture, things of that nature. Like we've seen it before, people lying on social media on whether it's YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, this and this and that, and saying, "Oh man, this is my private jet, and this is that," but it really is not, or we see this all the time, man. So that's kind of on a natural tip, kind of what's going into, man. But this is also ultimately, man, this is talking about your Howard Shah, man, because we're gonna get into it, honestly. I'm gonna read this in Good News translation though. It says, "It's better no." Yeah, because here's the Good News translation. It reads like this. It's kind of going to on the natural tip, right? Because it's going into this. It's better off being better off being this a regular 9 to 5, or just having a job or steady income or whatever you're doing than rather than trying to because we see this all the time, especially with people, man, especially our people, man. We look down on people it's got to a point now, especially in for example, in I was talking about this with my actual brother, in rap, right, in the rap game, right, because in the history of rap, right, in the history of rap or hip hop, you should say, it came hip hop pretty much, and rap, it was formed from poverty, right, but now it got so it's now everything love of money and stuff like that. It's all about money, money, money. This it's like every song you hear about now is if you broke this, if you broke that, y'all broke niggas can't tell me nothing. But or if you're a rapper, if you don't have all this if you don't have a certain amount of money, then you're looked down upon, or just not even that, just in general, if you don't have certain amounts of money, then you're looked down upon. Because me, I live in Philly, and a lot of y'all brothers and sisters as well. A lot come from different places, different hoods, or not all y'all, but came from certain areas and things of that nature. Pretty much everybody's broke, so everybody is trying to be and you hear this a lot of times too. I just don't want to say with the women, because you hear about this with just our people in general too. There, but I'm gonna say with our women, for example, right? If you don't make this 10K and this and that, but yet we live in the same city, in the same neighborhood, we all broke. So that's what that is going into, man, on the natural tip. But yeah, man, let's grab that. Or or you got people like that, man. I ain't trying to hear nothing from you broke niggas and stuff like that. But yeah, and here's the thing too about that, right? Because y'all, because people on the social media flexing thing, or taking pictures of money, stuff like that. But you living in the same hood, honestly, living in the same areas. If you really had money like that, you'll be living out in the county somewhere, or probably downtown, or in a nice neighborhood. So you must be hustling backwards. That's just on the natural tip. But because I'm gonna read this, I'm saying this to say this on the natural tip, honestly, but. Because yeah, let's get Proverbs chapter 12 verse 9. It is better to be an ordinary person working for a living than to play the part of someone great but go hungry. You see, and see, we like I'm pretty sure y'all brothers and sisters. I see this every day. It's like, especially here, it's like, yo, like y'all like flashing all this money things in nature, but it's like you're like even if it's like unjustly gained, well, that's another thing within itself. But even that though, right? Like you're doing all this, but you're really living. It's really backwards, honestly. But it is what it is. That's their business though. But it says, it is better to be an ordinary person working for a living than to play the part of someone great but go hungry. So yeah, man. So. That's just that. That's just on a natural tip, kind of, and we see this all the time with social media, or flexing culture, or like this, especially with our people. Like we see this with people with other nations as well. But I'm just saying, like no, with our people too. Like because like the whole keeping up with the Joneses, like spirit things of that nature, man. So and don't get it twisted too. A lot of the times our people, we tend to we tend to buy we buy things out of necessity too. Like we're just buying things because we need them, man. Jake, we have we just buy things in twos a lot of times. Like so, a lot of times too. Like we say this. That is a notion which is true as well, because two things can be true. A lot of times we blow our money on Gucci and Balenciaga and all this stuff like that. But a lot of times too, a lot of our people, we do just spend money like on what we need, like things of that nature, just like making ends meet. So it's kind of a balance and one. That's another conversation for another day. That's kind of not neither here nor there. But let's get into it though, real quick. I didn't mean to go into I didn't mean to go into all that, man. But because this is talking about Yahweh Shah right here, man. It says Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 8. I mean verse 9. He that is despised and hath the servant is better than he that honoreth himself and lacketh bread. So see, yeah, exactly. So let's go to Isaiah real quick, man. Isaiah 53. Isaiah chapter 53. He is despised and rejected of man, a man of sorrows. He was sorrowful unto death, and acquainted with grief. And as we hid our faces from him, he was despised. Yep, and we esteemed him not. So see, exactly. But let's just grab John chapter. It's talking about how we be despised and rejected of men. But but who's those servants? You already know. Like his disciples, his apostles. Like during his time, even unto now, man. Honestly, throughout ever since the gospel been preached during his ministry, every time he came on, he came on the earth and during his ministry, like before his death and after his death, even to now, man. Those are servants, even from the beginning. Let's go Genesis 9 real quick, man. Because we're servants of we're servants of servants, because because then in St. Philippians he made himself a form of a servant, like so he came to do it with his Father, so he was a servant to the Most High, and we're servants unto him and the Most High. But yeah, and this is talking about, we talked about this one before, man, but Genesis 9:26, and blessed be the Lord Yahweh Hashem, the Lord God Hashem, Canaan shall be his servant. So yeah, because Canaan, the Canaanites, when we went into the land, that was a prophecy of how the Canaanites, we are servants to servants, because who were we serving during that time? The Most High Yahweh, man. So we were servants to them. So that's the servants that that's Yahweh servants, man. Yeah, Yahweh talks a bunch about his servants, during his gospel ministry. But we should know this. Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 9. He that is despised and hath a servant is better than he that honoreth himself and lacketh bread. So yeah, see, let's get this Isaiah chapter 53 verse 3 again. He is despised and rejected of man, a man of sorrows, and acquainted with grief. And as we hid our faces from him, he was despised, and we esteemed him not. So yeah, let's grab John chapter 15, man, because that's crazy. Because actually the verse of the day in the Bible app I'm in, it's Matthew chapter 10 verse 22. How you be hated for his name's sake. How a servant's gonna be hated for his name's sake. And but he even said they don't even hate you, they hate me. Honestly, it's really me and my Father they hate. So. But let's get this to John chapter 15 verse 18. If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. Exactly, man. Yeah, that's why he said, listen, man, you have not chosen me, I've chosen you, man. Because it's all about the Most High Yahweh, man, honestly. Because Yeah, that's like, that's why we're kin to women, man. That's why on the natural tip, man, I tell brothers, man, like, watch out for like women that think they're the catch. Like, honestly, because you gotta have the mindset. Listen, I had things going on before I met you, man. Like, because when even the second Adam is saying this, and also to the first Adam, when you read Genesis 2, he had ruler and dominionship before Eve got in the picture, man. So that's just neither here nor there. But John chapter 15 verse 18. If the world hate you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. So yeah, let's grab and you know that black of bread is Yahushua, and Yahushua is the bread, pretty much the word. So it's like, yeah, let's go back. No, let's go to John 6. Let's go to John 6 real quick. Let's go back to John 6 because yeah, no. Let's go back to Proverbs real quick, man. Let's go back to Proverbs real quick, and Proverbs chapter 12 verse 9. It says, "He that honoreth himself and is better than he that he that is despised and have a servant is better than he that honoreth himself and lacketh bread." Because yeah, let's go to Matthew right quick. I'm sorry, then we're gonna go to John. Because who is honoring themselves, man? Like, the scribes and the Pharisees, man. Because let's get Matthew chapter 23 and verse 6, and they loved the upper rooms at the feast, and the chief seats in the synagogues, and greetings in the markets, and to be called of men, Rabbi. But ye be called not Rab, but verse 8. I'm sorry, but be not called Rabbi, for one is your master, even Mashiach or Christ, even all ye are brother, man. So yeah. Exactly, man. So it says, but notice how it says, listen, that's what the Pharisees love, man. They love the honor and esteem of men rather than the Most High Yahushua, or rather than like than the Most High, man, because Yahushua was the Most High, manifested, man. Like, he was a living embodiment of him, and they didn't know him. So pretty much, they didn't know they didn't know God, pretty much, man. They didn't, man, honestly. So they didn't even see it, honestly. That's why Yahushua said, "How did David in the spirit know who I am?" And like y'all didn't, man. That's why, and it said after that they didn't tempt him or bother him at all until they killed him, man. So. That's till the day that they killed him, man. So honestly, that's just is what it is right there. Because if he, that's why it says better than he that have a servant and is despised, and he that honors himself and lack of bread. And who's that bread? Yahushua. He's the word. And they didn't know him. They didn't they didn't see it. So, yeah. John chapter 6 and verse 48. It says, "I am the bread of life." Yeah, he pretty much. Yeah, exactly. No, just like just shout out to brother Assembly Firstborn, man. This is how the witness, the testimony, the gospel, new covenant comes, man. Because Yahushua, just physically stuff like that, the bread in the wilderness, which the Most High Yahushua gave our forefathers, our ancestors, Yahushua was that day to day, but we rejected it. We didn't want it. Just like we complained about it, the bread in the wilderness, the quails and bread, stuff like that. And that's crazy because he gave it. If when you read the word and go back in scriptures, man, that bread could taste like whatever, like each person's taste. If you wanted to taste like chicken, or if you wanted to taste like this or that, the Most High Yahushua did that, man. But that's where that Proverbs kicks in. The odds of men are never satisfied, man. Because like Mike Epps said one time, man, you could do everything for somebody, it's still not enough, man. So that's just what it is. And same with Yahushua, man. Like, he didn't have to do what he did, but because when he did it for his fathers and his namesake, because we profaned the name, but and he did so we can overcome sin and death and save us, from on the natural tip to the other nations and things of that nature. But he didn't even have to do that. But yeah, we didn't look at it that way. He was despised, rejected of men. So yeah, even to this day. So I'm the bread of life. So yeah, and to the point, we're gonna read the verse 51. We're gonna read the verse 51. Your fathers did eat manna in the wilderness and are dead. This is the bread which comes down from heaven, that a man may eat and thereof and not die. So yeah, so we could be sons of the Most High Yahushua, so we could be immortal, man. Verse 51. I am the living bread which came down from heaven. If any man eat of this bread, he shall live forever. Yeah, the word, because when the word in you, you can't die, because the word doesn't die. And that bread will give is my flesh. The bread I will give is my flesh, for I will give life for I will give for the life of the world. So yeah, man, that's just is what it is right there. So let's go. Let's go start right 15-3 real quick, because I think was that it. I think that was it, man. So yeah, man, that's why it says he that despised and it's better that he that honoreth himself in lack of bread. So the preeminence that just want to praise, honor, and glory for yourself, but love to praise and honor and glory to men rather than doing it for the Most High house shots, and that still happens to this day, man. Because especially this in the spiritual sphere, man. Because the spiritual sphere, man, whether they're in the word, in the knowledge, or Christianity, Jehovah's Witness, Pentecostal, stuff like that. Because here's the problem, because a lot of times too, I just know it's different fractions. This is not any. This is going. I just noticed this, man. You're making about you rather than it being about the Most High in your house, man. That's why the gospel and the witness, the testimony, new covenant is so important, because it's the whole thing is about them. Because a lot of times too, that's why we always talk about it too. Yes, do our people, do Israel, we play a huge role in this. Yes, but also we have a big role in it. But also but at the end of the day, the Most High house is the star of this movie, man. We just have a major role in it, but it's about them. Then you got other fractions as well, that just make it about them, their organization, their church, their camp, their whatever, and they think it's about them rather than esteeming the Most High house, man. That's neither here nor there, man. But yeah, man. And that's why, and shout out to the brother, Assembly of Firstborn, Kwame Call, Shalimah, Akawar, Brother Elijah, and other brothers as well, that say this as well. Because you know why? The gospel and the witness, the testimony, all the new covenant is not so much, it's not talked about so much, because you can't boast in it, because it's giving esteem and praises to the Most High Yahweh. So that's why it's not really but Yahushua said it was prophesied that it won't be as popular, because that's in here nor there, man. Let's grab where we gonna go. Ecclesiastes 15-3, and we're probably gonna close out with this. My bad, John. I'm a little shoot all over the place today, because yeah, I know. Shout out to one of my brothers, man. I know I'm trying to work on being speaking more clear and things of that nature. I'm just, sorry. Sometimes I get a little excited when I come on here, man. Because, yeah. All right. Anyway, Ecclesiastes chapter 15, verse 3. It says, with the bread of understanding, this talking about the wisdom and pretty much the spirit, she shall feed him and give him with the water of wisdom to drink. So, yeah, it's talking about Yahushua, man. The word, the testimony, the gospel, man. Because he who's that bread of understanding. It's talking about Yahushua, man. And that, going back to that understanding we just said in Jeremiah, let's grab that Jeremiah 9:24 real quick, man. And, and that water of wisdom is what Yahushua said. And, in John 4, man. But, yeah, man. And this is that understanding, man. Our people, that's why Hosea says, our people die of the lack of knowledge. Not only on a natural tip, because even in the world, even in, on two-dimensional tip, people would say that all the time. But, because we are on a natural tip as well. But understanding of what? Understanding of our God, man. Jeremiah 9:24. Yeah, but it says, but he let him that glorieth in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me, that I am the Lord, that exercise love and kindness, judgment, righteousness in the earth. And for these things I delight, saith the Lord. Yeah, and this don't go into the weightier matters of the law, what Yahushua said in Matthew 23, where we just had Matthew 23, man. The weightier matters, judgment, mercy, faith, all the stuff that the Most High Yahushua delights in, man. So, yeah, man. So hopefully this is edifying, man. That's really it, though, man. But that's really this, because John 6, like you said, Yahushua said, my words are spirit, man. So it says he that is despised of men is better than he that honoreth himself in lack of bread. Pretty much, you making it we're getting the preeminence, esteem of men, of the people, but but you don't even know the Most High Yahushua, man. So pretty much you don't know the word, so. Because the word is Yahushua, the Most High Yahushua, man. So, and that's talking about Yahushua, how he be despised of men. So, hopefully it's edifying, man. So, peace.